Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Blade here, and today I'm here with Nukin. For those of you guys who don't know Nukin, he is a prolific Rivals streamer and has recently created a new YouTube channel purely for his Rivals content. So that channel will be linked in the description. And hey, Nukin, why are we here today?
Hey, it's good to be on your channel, Blade. Yeah, I finally made a YouTube channel and I'm pumped to make some content for it. Today, we are here to bring you an official YouTube series, Wheels and Lasers. So, Blade and I both did this challenge. I believe it was in June, right, Blade?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was June when we last did it. Sponsored by Noidhex,
Yep.
the main man himself.
Yeah, Noidhex sponsored the challenge. I believe the story went down was we both of you and I do like sponsored deck runs and events, and I think Noidhex sponsored me to do. Usually we get like some crazy like deck requests for the events, and I think Noidhex one day just thought that wheels and lasers only would be like an interesting challenge to do, and I think he sponsored it for me, and then he sponsored it for you, and then one day he just decided to make it a challenge, a month challenge, where every single event for the month, both Blade and I will be doing a wheels and lasers run, no matter the event. If it's a five node event or if up to a 15 node event, and basically the challenge is to get the most points.
Yeah, so obviously Noidhex, I think one day realized that there was a bunch of games he could win with just wheels and lasers.
Yeah.
And he wanted to see, is it possible to just keep winning with only wheels and lasers? So like you say, he sponsored you, then he sponsored me. I actually managed a 10-0 on my first try with it, which was insane. I genuinely thought it was going to be impossible, but yeah, it turns out wheels and lasers is all you need.
Wheels and lasers are all you need.
Yeah, so for those of you who haven't heard the song, Nukin has a specific song for this challenge.
It's a little bit
Check out his
cringy.
channel. It is very cringy. If you check out his channel while he's doing the challenge, I'm sure you'll hear him sing it. Anyway, like you say, the point system. Obviously, Noidhex wanted a way to determine who was the ultimate wheels and lasers player, and he didn't want it to be as simple as just wins, because that's a bit boring. So what Noidhex decided to do was he'd say 0 points for a loss, 2 points if you win without using your commander power, and only 1 point if you win using your commander power, which added a lot of interesting events in the games. Because I've watched your games, Nukin, and you just refuse to use your commander power. You just absolutely refuse to go for those 1 pointers.
I think during the challenge, I might have used my hero power definitely within the single digits, maybe like 3 to 5 times tops, maybe even just like 1 or 2.
Yeah, I definitely use my hero power way more. I think we both chose to go with Seth for this.
Yep.
Because obviously having only access to 2 units, Seth just gives you a third unit. But yeah, like you say, I actually think I lost a lot of points by just using my hero power when I didn't necessarily need it.
But I think that it's like there's a strategy behind it, and that point system basically. I think it was very close. You ended up winning around like it was about 96 to 92 points at the end of the month, right?
Yeah, it was really close.
Really close.
I didn't think it was going to be that close. I think I started out with a really strong lead. I think you got 6 wins on your first challenge, and like I said earlier, my first challenge I randomly got 10.
Yeah.
So I thought I was going to crush this thing, and then by the end of the month, I was only like 2 or 3 points ahead.
Yeah, there were events where you would be higher, then I would be higher, and then it ended up balancing out at the end.
Yeah, there is a video on the channel. The description will be sorry, the link will be in the description. We only recorded 1 wheels and lasers from the last time, so that is on there. If you guys want a little sneak peek of what this is going to be like, there will be a link in the description to a wheels and lasers from May.
And so now it's December of 2019, and so the meta is different. The units, there's new units since then. So the things will probably be different. But before we talk about maybe hard counters, should we talk about strategy? Like what are like some strategic elements that you think come into the wheels and lasers challenge? Like do you we talked a little bit about how we both kind of agreed that Seth was the best commander. We're it's wheels and lasers, so we're forced to use Nod, right? So we're down to 4 commanders. we both I think agree that Seth is the best commander. Is there a chance that maybe there's a second commander to use that might be like beneficial on a particular map, maybe in one of the events, or is Seth just gonna, do you think, be the best, just straightforward all the time?
So I think the issue with any of the other commanders when using the Wheels and Lasers challenge is the inherent nature of the power of Wheels and Lasers
Mm-hmm.
actually comes from the extra pop cap you have by
Yeah.
not making a harvester at all. Because both units are so cheap, you can just play zero harvester for the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the power that you gain from doing this is the extra pop cap. So you just have more units than your opponent, which is really powerful. But it also means you don't have a lot of money. So I think that really rules out Kane as an option. You just never have enough money for Kane. And with no chem unit, Jade is a lot weaker as well. So both of those are kind of bad. And then your wheels are just so weak, and your units are just so low power that Oksana boost is really like you can just build a wheel and a laser for the cost of an Oksana boost, which is just way more efficient.
Right.
So I think really Seth just ends up hands down being the best by just giving you access to a third unit type in the Wheels and Lasers challenge.
Yeah. That makes sense. So yeah, Oksana will probably be, well, Kane's just straight up not very good. Period.
I mean, the thing Kane is best at, right, is taking out tech. And if your opponent starts pumping tech units out and you only make Wheels and Lasers, you're already dead. So Kane isn't gonna save you.
So we talked about hero power usage and how it does lower your point score, and Seth is probably the best. Pop cap is important. That brings part of the power of Wheels and Lasers. So that means we're probably no harving it most of the time. And if we do, is there a situation where we try to do get a harv just to like maybe hold a pad at the end or something? I'm not sure. That could be something that comes into play. Definitely, I think one thing we both can agree on is charge the pads. Just keep charging for dear life and hope that they don't bust out some crazy unit like Flame Tank on our butts.
Yeah, this is the thing about Wheels and Lasers. I think one of the really strong parts of Wheels and Lasers is that you always get to open lasers and you never make a harvester, so you go laser a lot of the time. And then if people blind double harvester, which happens a surprising amount in events, you just get to kill one for free because they don't respond in time.
Yep.
But yeah, you definitely want to charge the pads. You want to win the game as quickly as possible because the longer the game goes on, the more expensive units that come out. And there's a list of units that this challenge just automatically folds to.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are expensive. I mean, like you can never beat a Juggernaut. That's just impossible. You can never beat artillery. You can never beat an Avatar. You can never beat a Mammoth Tank. You can never beat a Flame Tank. You can never beat a Disruptor. I mean, and these are just tech units. There's non-tech units that you can never beat, like Chemical Buggy, Orca Bomber. Now there's Razorback and Shatterer, which didn't exist the last time we did the Wheels and Lasers challenge. And then there's also a bunch of units that are really tough to beat, even not auto loss, but things like Venoms. Venoms are really tough because you got to get 2 lasers to fight them at the same time. So yeah, there's a laundry list of units that you really do not want to see in this challenge, and I think that the way the metagame has evolved and these new units, it's worse than it used to be for Wheels and Lasers.
Yeah, it's gonna be way harder. Also, on top of that, those anti-infantry units are like they didn't exist back then, and they're also more popular now. Like everyone is playing Razorback.
Yeah,
we're gonna run into it probably a lot, and I think there probably will be a little bit of RNG. Like maybe you can like pop cap them in a way and like steal a missile, somehow, but it'll be very hard to beat. Back in the day, I believe if we could go like maybe 7, 8, 9 wins, that was a good run. There might be some runs where we get maybe like 4 to 6.
Yeah, I could genuinely see that happening.
Because we just run into
around.
just like mass Razorbacks or something.
Yeah, the Chemical Buggy is a lot more popular than it was last time we did this challenge. And as you say, the Razorback exists now, which it kills wheels as well. I don't know what you're supposed to do against the Razorback. I think that's just going to be an automatic loss.
Maybe you build 3 lasers and put them all on the pads and try to block with wheels for the other pad for dear
I
life.
feel you need to bait your opponent into sending the Razorback into 2 defensive lasers, but that's not easy to do.
Yeah.
It's also just there was a lot more flames and shocks back when we did this before, and that wheels are a good answer to those. Now there's militants and rifles, which are so much more efficient against your lasers.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be a much harder time than it was back in June.
So yeah, I think it's gonna be an interesting challenge. I welcome the challenge against you, Blade. May the best dude win.
May the most wheelsy and lasers chap win.
Yeah, and yeah, we'll probably, I don't know, I guess maybe should we do like a recap video maybe halfway through the month or something? Or I
Yeah,
know
I
you'll be
mean,
posting your
we'll
Wheels and
see.
Lasers runs on your
We'll
channel.
see how it goes, but yeah, maybe a recap video halfway through or at the end of the month. But yeah, for those of you wondering, obviously every single run that we do is gonna be on YouTube. I'm gonna be posting mine on my YouTube, and you can be posting his on his YouTube. So make sure you sub to his YouTube and follow his Twitch so you can see this live and when he's recorded it afterwards. And yeah, make sure you keep up to date on the Wheels and Lasers. And it's gonna be an interesting month, Nukin.
It will.
And good luck to you, my dude.
Good luck. It's gonna be fun.